Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you've ever wondered what makes an older man stand out, not just in terms of looks, but in presence, poise, and quiet magnetism, then you're in the right place. As we age, something interesting happens. What makes a man attractive shifts. It's no longer about trying to impress with loud gestures or chasing fleeting trends. Instead, it becomes about something much deeper. Confidence rooted in life experience, a calm sense of self, and a presence that makes people pause when you walk into a room. In today's video, we're exploring 7 timeless secrets to being a good-looking older man to anyone. But this isn't about vanity or superficial tips. It's about understanding how to embody maturity, quiet strength, and emotional depth in a way that naturally draws others in. These are traits that not only catch the eye, but also leave a lasting impression. So whether you're in your 40s, 50s, or well beyond, these insights will help you refine how you carry yourself, not by becoming someone else, but by becoming the most authentic, attractive version of who you already are. Stay with me until the end because the last point we cover might be the most powerful shift in how others perceive you and how you begin to see yourself. Let's get started. Number 1, confidence is the most attractive accessory. True confidence doesn't shout. It settles into the room like it belongs there. For men over 40, confidence isn't about proving your worth anymore. It's about knowing it. You've faced, lost, and rebuilt sufficiently to realize that strength isn't in how loud you are, but in how grounded you've become. And women can feel that. Younger men often rush to impress. They talk quickly, boast subtly, and fill silences with facts or humor. But the man who's lived a little longer learns that silence can be more potent than speech. He doesn't interrupt to control the moment, he lets the moment come to him. And that calm assurance is something women instinctively trust. One client of mine, a 54-year-old architect, used to feel invisible at social events. But everything changed once he stopped trying to perform and simply started showing up with quiet presence, chin steady, voice, even eye contact, calm. At a dinner party, he didn't speak much, but when he did, people listened. One woman later told him, "You made the room feel slower, safer. I noticed that before you even said a word." That's how confidence works when it's real. It's not about taking up space. It's about holding it without apology. Women aren't just drawn to what a man says, but how he says it. A steady gaze, a measured voice, and a stillness in the body signal emotional maturity, and more importantly, emotional safety. It's in how you sit upright without tension. Walk into a room without checking who's watching and speak without rushing. These small signals add up, and in a world of noise, a man who doesn't need attention to feel valuable becomes the most magnetic person in the room. She might not remember everything you said, but she will remember how calm you made her feel, how clear your presence was, and how rare that kind of steadiness has become. And that's the power of a man who knows his worth. He doesn't perform, he simply is. And that's what she can't forget. Number 2, refined, effortless style. There's a moment in every man's life when he stops asking what's trending and starts asking what reflects who I am. That subtle but powerful shift marks the transition from chasing impressions to embodying presence. And for women, especially those drawn to older men, it's one of the most magnetic signals he can give. Style isn't about loud colors or meeting the latest runway dictates. Nothing undermines a man's maturity faster than trying to dress like someone 15 years younger. Women notice when a man's clothes try too hard to impress rather than simply expressing who he's become. There's something profoundly reassuring about a man who knows what suits him and isn't swayed by fleeting trends. It tells her he's lived enough to develop taste and the quiet confidence to own it. When a woman sees a man walk in wearing a perfectly fitted navy blazer over a crisp white shirt paired with dark jeans and leather shoes, her impression isn't just about the clothes. She sees a man who understands structure, values cleanliness, and speaks the language of simplicity and strength. His look says maturity without saying a word. It tells her, "I've been through enough seasons to know who I am and what I stand for." Refined style isn't just about what you wear. It's also about what you choose not to wear. No graphic hoodies, no distressed denim trying to mimic youth. Instead, timeless staples that speak to self-respect. The message becomes even clearer when paired with thoughtful grooming, a neatly trimmed beard, a clean haircut, and skin that shows care rather than neglect. A man who takes care of himself physically often does so emotionally and mentally as well. To women, that matters more than you think. It's not vanity. It's self-leadership. And women are drawn to it instinctively. When a man walks into a room dressed elegantly, people listen before speaking. It's not about showing off. It's about showing up in alignment with who you are. That's what gives refined style its quiet power. It's not loud, but it's impossible to ignore. In truth, the most attractive older men are the ones who aren't trying to look young. They're trying to look like the best version of their age. And women feel that difference. They're not looking for a man who mimics Gen Z. They're looking for a man who wears his years gracefully and knows that real attraction isn't created by flashy patterns, but subtle consistency. There's an old saying, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. But it's more than that. You don't need a second chance when your style is authentic and intentional. She'll notice. And she won't just notice your clothes. She'll see your composure, your calm energy, your steadiness. That's what mature style communicates. Not perfection, but presence. Because ultimately, attraction doesn't start in the body, it begins in the mind. And when your appearance reflects discipline, taste, and clarity, you create immediate emotional safety. You become someone she can lean toward instead of second guesses. You don't have to be flashy. You just have to be real and in the quiet language of how you dress. That truth always comes through. Number 3, take care of your body, but don't obsess over it. Physical appearance often grabs immediate attention in the complex dance of attraction between men and women. But the energy behind the appearance truly captivates. Women are naturally drawn to men who exhibit vitality and presence. Not just flawless looks. The subtle cues of health and confidence silently communicate strength, control, and ongoing vitality much more than a chiseled physique ever could. Taking care of your body is not about chasing an impossible ideal of perfection, but honoring the vessel that carries you through life. Good posture, steady movements, and the ability to engage physically without strain signal to a woman that you are still in command of your life journey. These signals echo more profound truths about your emotional and mental well-being. Because a nurtured body reflects a disciplined and purposeful mind. Consider the difference between a man who slouches and moves hesitantly and a man in his 50s who walks with broad shoulders. An upright stance and confident steps. The latter looks better and projects an aura of control and resilience. This distinction places him far ahead of most peers because presence always outweighs superficial appearance. It tells a woman that you're not merely surviving but thriving. Actively choosing health and strength as priorities. Many men fall into the trap of obsessing over body image, often fueled by cultural pressures and social media illusions. This fixation can ironically undermine genuine confidence and connection. Women sense this insecurity even if it is not spoken aloud. Instead, what resonates is authenticity, a natural expression of well-being that doesn't need constant validation. It's the difference between showing up fully alive versus merely existing behind a facade. Women appreciate a physically capable man because it suggests reliability in the ability to handle life's challenges. Whether carrying groceries easily or keeping up during an active outing. These moments reflect broader themes of strength and endurance. Women look for these signs not because they want perfection, but because they seek a partner who embodies life's vitality in both body and spirit. This focus on presence also frees men from unrealistic comparisons and distractions. You don't need to look like a model or professional athlete. You must look like a man who respects himself and his body enough to keep it strong and functional. This respect translates into subtle nonverbal cues. A relaxed but steady gaze, confident posture, and a purposeful stride that women find magnetic. In essence, physical care is a language of self-respect that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. It is a foundation upon which deeper emotional and intellectual connections can flourish. When you invest in your body with intention and balance, you embody a narrative of growth and vitality that naturally draws women closer. Ultimately, the message is simple yet profound. Focus less on perfection and more on presence. Take care of your body as a trusted ally in your life's journey. Stand tall. Move with confidence. And show that you are a man fully engaged with the world. This is the quiet power that women recognize and admire. It is not about fitting an idea, but being fully alive and thriving in your skin. Number 4, a signature scent that people associate with you in attraction. An often overlooked yet profoundly influential element silently communicates who you are before a single word is spoken. Your scent. Humans are wired to connect smell with memory and emotion. This primal link means that a signature fragrance can be one of man's most potent tools in creating a lasting impression that resonates deeply subconsciously. A well-chosen cologne subtly worn sends messages far beyond cleanliness or grooming. It suggests a refinement of intention and an understated confidence. When a woman encounters a man with a distinct scent, she unconsciously ties that aroma to his presence, creating a form of invisible branding. This is not about overpowering others or making a loud statement, but about the quiet aura of mystery and sophistication long after you leave the room. Think of scent as an emotional bookmark. A delicate whiff of sandalwood, cedar, or subtle spices can trigger feelings recalling comfort, warmth, or intrigue. The right fragrance becomes an extension of your personality, a sensory shorthand for who you are. It signals to a woman that you are deliberate in your choices and attentive to details, which speaks volumes about your character. Consider how memories linked to smell can unexpectedly surface, often bringing a rush of emotion. This is why the scent you wear matters so much. An intimate yet intangible thread can weave attraction and familiarity in one subtle breath. A signature scent does not demand attention. It invites curiosity and connection effortlessly. Many men underestimate the power of this invisible trademark, failing to realize that fragrance is not just an accessory but a language of its own. You create a magnetic presence that transcends physical appearance by cultivating a scent that aligns with your essence. This scent becomes part of your identity, etched in the memories of those you meet to master. This subtle art. Select a fragrance that feels authentic to you and complements your natural chemistry rather than masking it. Avoid overwhelming notes. Opt for balanced aromas that evoke sophistication and calm. When chosen wisely, your scent becomes a silent ambassador, a reminder of your presence and the feelings you inspire. This sensory detail holds particular weight in relationships, especially between older men and younger women. Younger women often seek qualities that convey stability and taste while craving mystery and excitement. Your signature scent can effortlessly bridge these desires, acting as an olfactory symbol of the mature yet intriguing man they are drawn to. Your fragrance is an invisible handshake, a sensory introduction that precedes conversation. It tells her you care about yourself and the impression you leave behind. As one man said, a woman may forget your words, but never the scent that followed you. This truth captures why mastering your signature scent is about smelling good and creating lasting emotional resonance. Ultimately, scent weaves itself into the fabric of attraction in ways words cannot reach. It stirs feelings, awakens memories, and subtly deepens connection. By embracing the power of a distinctive but understated fragrance, you give yourself an edge that no visual cue alone can provide. This invisible signature quietly announces who you are and invites her to want to know more. Number 5, sharp mind. Engaging conversations. When a man reaches his 40s or beyond, the superficial appeal of physical looks begins to fade in importance. What remains, what truly captivates is the strength of his mind and the depth of his conversations. For mature women, the allure of youth or mere appearance pales against the magnetism of a man who can hold a meaningful dialogue, lead with wisdom, and spark curiosity in the most unexpected ways. This is not about showing off knowledge or dominating the conversation, but sharing stories and insights that entertain and enlighten. Women are drawn to men who read widely and think deeply because such men simultaneously create a sense of safety and stimulation. They offer a world of experience and perspective far beyond the surface. Their humor is seasoned with life's lessons, and their curiosity reflects a continuous growth that invites others to join the journey. Unlike fleeting attractions based on looks or charm, this form of connection is a slow burn, growing steadily as the layers of conversation reveal more of who a man truly is. It is in these exchanges that women sense maturity and emotional availability. A man who can navigate lighthearted banter and profound topics signals that he is emotionally equipped to handle a complex relationship. Consider a scenario where a man effortlessly shifts from a humorous anecdote about a past adventure to a thoughtful reflection on a recent book he read about human nature. His ability to move seamlessly between laughter and introspection creates a dynamic interaction that is both refreshing and rare. Women sense his presence as a guiding companion who values the moment and the potential of what conversations can build. This intellectual connection also empowers women to open up in ways they might not with less mentally stimulating partners. When a man challenges her thoughts gently or offers a new viewpoint, it shows respect for her intellect and encourages vulnerability. This reciprocity fosters trust and deeper emotional intimacy, foundations critical to lasting relationships. The value of a sharp mind and attraction is further underscored by the fact that it transcends age. It becomes a hallmark of timeless appeal. A man who can engage in meaningful dialogue exudes confidence without arrogance, humility without passivity, and passion without desperation. He invites curiosity rather than demands attention, allowing attraction to grow organically. In essence, the conversations you cultivate are reflections of your inner world. You develop a magnetic energy when you enrich your mind through reading, experience, and genuine interest in others. This energy is not loud or flashy, but quiet and compelling. Women notice this subtle power, drawing them in on a level far deeper than physical attraction ever could. So, if you aim to deepen your appeal, remember this. It's not just about what you look like, but what you bring to the table intellectually and emotionally. Sharpen your mind, cultivate engaging conversations, and you will create connections that endure because they are built on something real and profoundly attractive, the meeting of minds and hearts. Number 6, age with grace, not fear. In a culture obsessed with youthfulness, many men fall into the trap of trying desperately to hold on to a fading image of their younger selves, whether through surgery, ill-fitting teenage attire, or unnatural hair dye. These attempts to deny aging often betray deep insecurities and a sense of being lost. Women notice this visually and emotionally, sensing a lack of inner peace beneath the surface. It creates a disconnect because the effort to appear younger comes across as fragile and even a little desperate rather than confident or attractive. True attraction for women lies not in an illusion of eternal youth, but in the acceptance and graceful embrace of one's natural aging process. Men who own their age and maintain their well-being without pretending to be someone they're not send a powerful message of maturity, security, and strength. Silver hair, faint laugh lines, and a steady calm gaze don't signal old, but instead tell a story of a man who has lived deeply experienced life and learned from it. This is far more magnetic than any superficial attempt to turn back the clock. Such men don't waste energy fighting against time or hiding who they truly are. Instead, they transform the signs of aging into a kind of superpower. Their confidence comes from knowing their value is not tied to fleeting youth, but to the wisdom, character, and resilience they've cultivated. Women instinctively pick up on this energy, sensing that a man is grounded in reality, comfortable in his skin, and fully available in the present moment. Recognizing that caring for oneself as you age does not contradict this acceptance is essential. Taking pride in appearance, grooming, health, and fitness shows respect for oneself and the relationship. But it is done from self-love rather than fear or denial. This balance of acceptance and care projects an aura of a man who is both strong and approachable, who understands that real power lies in authenticity rather than artificial youth. A man who embraces age with grace often becomes a symbol of stability and emotional security. His calm demeanor and life experience provide a safe harbor in a chaotic world. This presence creates deep attraction because it offers physical allure, emotional comfort, and trustworthiness. It reassures a woman that she can be herself without pretenses because he accepts himself fully. This truth is reflected in the words often spoken by women attracted to mature men. There's something fundamental about him, something you don't find in younger men. Or he doesn't try to be anyone else. He's comfortable with who he is, making me feel safe. Such remarks highlight that beyond looks, the more profound psychological need is for a man to embody security, authenticity, and emotional depth, qualities that come naturally when a man stops fearing age and begins embracing it as a power source. In essence, aging is not a limitation, but a gateway to greater attraction and fulfillment. When men learn to view their changing appearance not as a loss, but as a badge of honor, they unlock a magnetism that no youth can imitate. This kind of masculine presence captivates women profoundly, built on honesty, confidence, and the courage to be unapologetically honest. So instead of fighting the inevitable step into your age with pride and care, let the lines on your face and the silver in your hair tell the story of a man who has lived fully, loved deeply, and grown stronger through it all. That story is far more compelling and irresistible than any illusion of eternal youth. And that is the kind of man women genuinely want to be with. Number 7. Master the art of mystery and depth in the intricate dance of attraction. Mystery is one of the most powerful yet often misunderstood qualities a man can possess. This is not about playing games or hiding behind facades, but rather about embodying depth and emotional reserve in a way that naturally draws women closer. A man who masters the art of mystery doesn't feel compelled to reveal every detail of his life or thoughts. Instead, he allows space for curiosity, inviting a woman to explore his world without giving it all away at once. Women are innately attracted to men who live rich, whole lives beyond the immediate interaction. When a man demonstrates independence and keeps certain parts of himself private, he creates an aura of magnetism. This doesn't mean emotional coldness or aloofness. It means having a strong sense of self that does not rely on constant validation or attention. A quiet glance, a concise but meaningful response, or a thoughtful pause in conversation can communicate far more than words ever could. These subtle gestures convey presence and inner strength, signaling that he is grounded and emotionally mature. The essence of this magnetic quality is summed up in the unspoken message, "I don't need you, but I choose you." This mindset shifts the dynamic entirely. It places the man in a position of calm confidence where his value is not dependent on the approval of others. This is deeply attractive for women because it mirrors a form of security and self-possession that few can offer. It suggests that the man's world is complete and balanced and that his attention and affection are deliberate gifts rather than necessities. This kind of emotional reserve also serves a practical purpose. Oversharing early in a relationship can create a sense of imbalance or dependency, undermining attraction. When a man keeps some parts of his story private, he encourages a natural unfolding of connection. It allows both partners to reveal themselves, gradually building trust and intrigue. A gradual, slow reveal is much more compelling than laying everything bare too soon, which can dilute the excitement and mystique. Consider the man who listens more than he speaks, who chooses his words carefully rather than rushing to fill silence. His restraint suggests that he is comfortable with himself in the moment. He doesn't need to impress through quantity, but captivates through quality. Women respond not only to the content of what he shares, but to the energy behind it, the calm assurance that there is much more beneath the surface. In relationships, this depth manifests as emotional intelligence and resilience. A man who can hold his inner world with quiet dignity and share it selectively shows he has learned from life's challenges. He is not afraid to be vulnerable, but understands the power of timing and boundaries. This balance is magnetic because it feels authentic and respectful, fostering a connection built on mutual curiosity and admiration. Ultimately, mastering mystery is about embracing your complexity and honoring your individuality. It is about living fully and choosing whom to invite into that fullness. This approach to relationships transforms attraction from mere fascination into a profound connection that sustains over time. Women don't just want to know who you are. They want to feel the depth of your presence and the strength of your independence. When you embody these qualities, you become not only irresistible, but unforgettable. Conclusion: aging gracefully isn't about resisting time, but embracing who you become through it. Being a good-looking older man isn't defined by surface traits alone, but by the quiet power of presence, self-respect, and a life well lived. Actual attractiveness at this stage is less about chasing attention and more about embodying depth, wisdom, and calm assurance. How you carry yourself, the care you take with your appearance, and the clarity in your words leave a lasting impression. Women and people in general aren't drawn to men who try too hard to be noticed. They're drawn to men who are so grounded in who they are that they don't need to seek validation. That calm-centered energy is magnetic. So whether it's your style, your conversations, your scent, or how you sit in silence, remember that what makes you truly good-looking now is how deeply you know yourself. That's something no youth can compete with. Now it's your turn. What traits make a man more attractive as he ages? Have you discovered any of these secrets in your journey? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to discover more ways to step fully into your best, most confident self. See you in the next one.